Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host, Bleeds Purple and Gold, Isaac here. So now free agency has officially come to a close, and I came to talk about the rest of the free agency moves that just happened last week. Usually I'm a bit late, but better late than never, I do say. Cutting to the chase. The Vikings have made they made two new signings and another re-sign. So the Vikings, they re-signed Carson Wentz for the Vikings, who was on the Vikings last season, and I like this move because sure, he's a backup 2 or backup 3 at best, and he's not the same guy, but he's a good backup quarterback. I will say that. But I feel like, though, Carson Wentz is going to be more of a third stringer than a second stringer, because he's going to be behind either Kyler Murray or JJ McCarthy, whichever one is going to start the season. So this makes the Vikings quarterback depth chart more strong this way, because you can't just roll with, because I feel like it's better than Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy, and Max Brosmer. Because a Max Brosmer, I don't really trust him, as much as I hate saying it and as much as I credited him. I just simply don't trust Max Brosmer. I feel a lot better with Carson Wentz. It's much better that way. So I will say that about Carson Wentz. So good move. Good move by Rob, and the news didn't just stop there. The Vikings got offensive tackle from the Buffalo Bills, Ryan Van Denmark. Basically it wasn't like an official signing. The news was hanging around quite a bit. It just was not official, but now they did make it official. If the Bills wanted to make a higher offer, is what it was saying. If the Bills made a higher offer, they would keep Ryan Van Denmark, but the Vikings made the higher offer, and you know what? This is a good depth piece by the Vikings, because in the event of Christian Darrisaw going down, because we know the history of injuries that he's had to face, and or Brian O'Neill. It doesn't matter which one. Ryan Van Denmark, I believe, is a solid depth piece for the Vikings. And also they signed previously of the Tennessee Titans, Johnny Hekker, a punter. So this dude is going to be a Ryan Wright replacement. I don't have much info on this guy, if he's as good of a punter as they say he is, but my assumption is that that's gonna be their Ryan Wright replacement. So, okay, can't be mad at that. So overall, those were all the moves recently. So I would say right now, I would say it's pretty. I thought the Vikings did okay. I thought they did pretty solid. I believe we all know the bigger free agency move was Kyler Murray. We all know that. And just a lot of restructures and re-signings, mostly from Vikings in 25, which I think needed to be done. So I'm going to give the Vikings, I would say maybe an A-, maybe an A-, in my opinion, just because I just wish they would go after a wide receiver 3 at this point, but we'll get to that in just a second, but I just wish they would have made a move there since they were moving on from Jalen Naylor. I would have done that, but it's okay, I guess. But it's okay because they definitely made some moves that were needed. The Aaron Jones, I guess, was all right. Justin Jefferson restructure, cutting Javon Hargrave, Jonathan Allen. I mean, Ryan Kelly, they didn't move on from Ryan Kelly, but he retired, so I guess that's all right. But yeah, and a lot of other moves. The re-signing of Carson Wentz, Kyler Murray signing. Yeah, those are all moves that needed to be made. So I thought Rob Brzezinski held up the fort really well. So I will say, so that's mine, an A minus. That's basically my only gripe is wide receiver 3, but that's for another topic for another day. But, I mean, speaking of wide receiver 3, I mean, if the Vikings would basically, though, as far as DeAndre Hopkins coming to the Vikings, who's bounced around the league multiple times as one of the top receivers, I would say as a temporary fill-in, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how much I have to look this up more, but I would say maybe DeAndre Hopkins. I guess I should say as the recording of the video, I don't know what they're wanting to offer for the Vikings, but we'll check it out and see. So okay. So that's basically about it for free agency right now, and next up is the draft. Definitely the big one where they have 9 picks. They're, I believe, in a good situation in 2026. They're in a good spot to basically pick whatever they want. Tight end, cornerback, a defensive tackle should be their position wise in the first round, but you know what? They can absolutely fill in a lot of holes in this draft. So be looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, make sure you guys hit that like button. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skull Vikings.